So in the last class, good afternoon to all. So in the last class, we have seen all these topics have been discussed in the previous class. So we have discussed in the last class different applications of IoT. And we have seen that there are applications like healthcare, then based on the like you can see that if you are having water leakage, you can use the application of IoT. Then early detection of any healthcare problems. Then you can also see smart grid, you can use IoT. Then waste management, you can use IoT. There are many applications of IoT which can be discussed. Okay, so this we have done in the last class. Now let us see from today the technology which is IoT with other domains in the networking. So what are the technologies like? First one is machine to machine. First one is machine to machine, or you call it as M to M. Okay. So you can see that all these technologies are associated with IoT. So the first one is machine to machine, you can see M to M. Then the second one is cyber physical system, you call it as CPS, which is also associated with means IoT, and then you can see Internet of Environment. So what is that? IoE, Internet of Things. So Internet of Environment, then you have Internet of People, and then you have Industry 4.0. So these are some of the techniques which are associated with IoT, and which we have to discuss in detail. So we will be seeing everything. So you can see that this scale, people, synthesis, environment, anatomy, all these things are interconnected to each other. So what are the things, the IoT and other domains of networking? You can see here the technology which depends upon machine to machine, cyber physical system. The third one is IoE, that is Internet of Environment, and Internet of People, and then you have Industry 4.0. Okay. So these are some of the things we are going to discuss today. So the first one is this is on machine to machine. So you can check it out to this whatever you have seen. Yeah, in diagram you can draw that. Yeah, this diagram you can draw. Okay, let us now focus on the first one, machine to machine. You have any idea about machine to machine? So machine to machine, we have the communication of two machines, like you have a machine A and you have B. You can make sure that the machine communicates with each other. For example, now you just we are thinking about this robotics and all, which is going to be available in the future, isn't it? Now it is there, but like you imagine that you have one robot in your home and your friend is having another robot in his home, so they communicating with each other. So it will be very interesting, isn't it? So whatever information is there here, it will be interesting. Also, so whatever things that you teach, it is going to learn, and then it can communicate to another. This is just a higher end that I have told you. Now you are making the phone calls from your home to your friend and all. Now after some 5 to 10 years, you can see your approach making a call to your friend, this or that friend. So that is the way the technology is going to be there down the line another 10 years. Okay. So if you don't know something, you call your friend and ask how to do that. So if he doesn't know anything, you call his friend and ask what is to be done in this situation. Okay. So that much advanced the technology is going to be. Okay. So we'll be studying all these things in detail. What is machine to machine, cyber physical systems, Internet of Environment, as well as the Internet of People and Industry. So let us go ahead further. So the first one is what? Machine to machine. So machine to machine, it is called as M to M. What is M to M? What is that? So what is M to M? So right now I will take this, everything is required. Either you write it before and end-to-end? Machine to machine signifies the connection of connected machine and devices which can talk among themselves without human intervention. So without you saying that you do this, you do that. That's right. You have a robot in your home and your another friend is having something. They start interacting with each other. That is, in this case, they are not doing that. That is the advanced version what we are going to see in another 10 years. But here, you have a laptop, you have AC connected. So you just make sure that you can control everything. You make sure that another 1 hour your AC should get off. So you means you keep the command in your laptop so that when or in your mobile phone, wherever it is, make sure that the AC will get switched off after an hour. Okay.
After these 10 years, the robots can work like a farmer.
Definitely.
So our farmers will be working in this
Yeah, see, you just see that now they have developed the robot which is having the capability of thinking more than a human being. Doing farming is not a big thing. Thinking is important. That is very difficult. Artificial intelligence. So you see, in the upcoming days, you can see you will experience. Definitely, you are going to experience that. You may have a friend as a robot with you. So anything of that See, now you can drop your phone in water. So you want to know nothing will happen. What phones are there? You are talking about so fine communication between the machine can be updated and machine status like health, power, all those things, collaborative tasks, all those things can be done. So you can observe that your machine can communicate by itself also. You say that the battery power is gone down, it is having some problem, there is an issue, the software is not supporting. So all those things it can find out. So the collaborative task, overall knowledge and system, and all these things can be taken care by the machine to machine communication process. See, the world is going to change entirely. Another 10 years. So just watch it. So what is CPS? What is CPS? The psycho-physical system has a closed control loop. Like what is that? Sensing, processing, and finally actuating the using the feedback mechanism. So what it is going to do? Now you do, for example, in the case of psychophysical system, you collect the feedback. Now make sure that, okay, for example, you are measuring the temperature of a industry, and you know that if after a certain 30 degree or 50 degree beyond that, there is a chance of fire. Let us see. Or so what it is going to be? It is going to continuously take the feedback. Once it is making sure that it is coming close to the threshold, it is going to intimate to whosoever it is. So all those kind of mechanisms are possible and which can help in maintaining the state of environment, feedback control loops, which ensure the utilization of system to keep actuating and sensing. So it will be always taking care of the information whatever it comes to it, and with the help of feedback mechanism, it is going to understand what is the further process, how the things have to be taken care, and all those things. What else? Humans have simple supervisory role. Now you know how human beings do that. Now, for example, some place you go, you know that the temperature is high or something else you can see. You know that some place is very much having some problems. So you get feedback from somebody that okay, you go there, you should be safe enough. So you do all the necessary things and you go. So feedback is very important for any of the things. If it is machines also, and you have to make sure that most of the ground level operations can be automated. So when you are doing the telco machines, what you can do, you can make sure that all the process can be automated and it will be in the process. Okay. So is that clear for you? So you can make it out of those things. What is the next one? So what is the next one? What is the Internet of environment? What is the Internet of environment? It will keep track of the environmental changes. Isn't it? So it will make sure that what are the environmental changes and all. So you complete it, we will go to the next one. See here, the closed control loop process is taking place. You know what is a control loop? See, some devices will send the information and you will make sure that you will have a feedback mechanism. Feedback means what? For example, now you have one person standing. I have a person standing. Somebody okay, not okay. We have two people standing here. One will slap another. Feedback means what? He will slap the other one as well, isn't it? So there is a feedback because he got that vibration, he will slap again. So the extent it is going to end, no? No. Intensity that he will give it, more intensity he will give back. Again, so if you play feedback mechanism, it keeps on moving. So here also, that is a closed loop. Here also the same process. So we will go to the next one. What is that next one? Internet of environment. So Internet of environment, what we can see here. So we minimize the ill effects of internet-based technologies on the environment. So what is going to happen? See, now you are using mobile phones, you are using many things. What is happening to the environment? You can see that the sparrows and all has gone out of coverage. Okay, where all coverage is radiations and all. Because of radiation, those some of the animals and birds are not able to sustain. It is going. We don't know how much extent it is going. It is affecting the plants also. So what is happening is it is directly or indirectly affecting the environment. Okay. So that is what you can see ill effects of internet-based technologies on the environment. Major focus areas of so what is the major focus is on smart and sustainable farming and energy efficient habitats and energy efficient system for processing. See what it is going to happen here. You have a mobile phone. Now, if the transmission of power is not sufficient enough, then you will not get the signal properly. So, what you are going to do, you will going to have a high transmitted power and all those things, which is going to impact the environmental conditions. Now, but for example, you are using a wired mode of communication, then it will be environment friendly. there will be no much problem. When you are going for wireless, you may need to radiations, you may need to heat dissipation. You know heat dissipation? So all those problems can be there. So that is the reason the Internet of Environment is what we are going to see here, where we need to understand each process, how major focus areas like sustainable farming, suitable and energy efficient habitats, all these things play a major role, and the ill effects of internet based technologies on the environment, how it can be controlled and how it can be processed in a very systematic way. See, if you are when you are doing the design process, if you are taking care of all these things, you can make sure that you can bring it down. You should not only see that whether it is user friendly, whether you are giving the best process. You should also see that how it is going to impact the environment and society. So, what is the next one? Industry 4.0. So, what is that? Fourth industrial revolution. So, see all these things, whatever you see, mobile and laptop, higher-end laptop, mobile phone, robotics, all these things, how it has come through the industrialization, and you can say that industry is able to boom because of the improvement in the technology. Okay, so day by day basis, the technology is enhanced. So based on the technology, you are able to have a better equipments for your communication process or any of these things. So you can see previous revolution has dealt with the mass production of the industrial revolution, the you can say smart factories where machines talk one another without the human involvement. Then you can see digitization and connects. Means now how the process is moving very fast. See, before the technology was not that much drastically improving, but today the technology is improving very fast. How? Digitalization is one of the major things. Because of that, the technology is improving very fast. Why? Because any information you want, it is there in front of you. Any technology you want to learn, you can learn immediately. So that is why you can say that it's a better resource workforce management, optimization, production time, resources, lifestyles, then industrial systems. All these things are led to the industrial revolution. You can say that the most important thing is you are able to interact with anybody at no point of time. You can get any information at any point of time. You can get all the facilities to develop the process. People are working more on how things can be made easy day by day. So all these things are going on. So you can see that 1950 to around 70 years, it is almost a huge revolution. Before, let us take a simple example to just connect one friend who is not near to you. It was very difficult, almost 20 to 30 years back. But now it is difficult to be away from a friend. So that is how the things has gone drastically. If you are not seeing the whatever communication he or she has done, so they will call and ask why you are not up to date. So that is the status of so you can just complete any of the points whichever you want, and we will move on to the next one. So I have told you to do the project. Do you have any doubts in that? See, you need to make sure that see if you are making a complicated project, I will you can add more number of friends. Okay? If you are, for example, you are doing a very good project, like this can be slightly more costly. You need some more sensors and all those things. You can include two components and reduce the cost. But to make sure that you need to learn and do it. So what is IoT? What is IoT? Internet of people. So what is the Internet of people? You have heard about Bitcoin, bank transactions. Now what else? Okay, then after that. See here, the technological movement which online social interactions, payments, transactions and other tasks which is confidential and privacy has to be maintained. So all these things will come under Internet of People. For example, here the WhatsApp, then Instagram, all those things will come under this. Then what you can say? The introduction of Bitcoin has limited and the power of banks and governments. For so banks and government, whatever agencies were there, it's all internet. It is all connected to internet. You might have heard about SBI, so correct, State Bank of India. So you can see if you are having an account, you can see that there are many firewalls, or you can say that it is very difficult to crack and get into that process. It's not so easy to hack the entire process and go it. You can see if you are accessing your account details itself, you can make sure that they will send you the OTP. They will make sure that you are only the person who is getting it. So it is not so easy. So Internet of People is going to make sure that it is limited to the process, and you are getting all the security and safety, as well as the power of corporation, government and their spy agencies. All these things are making sure that it is within that boundary. So that is what you can say IoT, Internet of People. So now we are going to see IoT versus M2M. What is M2M? Machine to machine. So is that completed? We'll see in the next slide. So we have seen all the five. So let us see next one, IoT versus M2M. So you can see that IoT versus M2M. So what is that? Machine to machine refers to the communication of interaction between various machine devices. So one machine to another machine communication is M2M. So the interactions can be enabled through how the interactions are done. You might have heard about cloud, no? Yeah. So with the help of cloud computing infrastructure, servers or simple local network hubs, these are used in order to have a communication between the one machine to another. So you need to have a cloud, you need to have cloud, so that you can communicate to one another. Then M2M, what it will do, it will collect the data and from machineries and sensors. As I have told you, we will have one machine, it will collect the information. If you are connected, I cannot put that much effort to overtake your sound and picture and analysis. So, what you can see here. So M2M collects the data and from machinery and sensors, make sure that the data, whatever it is available through the machines or sensors, it will absorb those information and enables the devices to manage or interact. So for example, I have told you that one machine sending any information to another, one collecting the information from the sensors and all those things can be taken care. The technical emphasis on machine interactions are the one which, like, you might have heard about the communication networks like 3G, 4G, third generation, fourth generation, fifth generation. So all those communication systems are there, like satellite communication is there. Then you have public networks are there. So these all, now we are in which generation? Basically, which generation we are using? Fourth generation. If this another 2 years, you will be able to use it properly. Already it is started, but it will take some time for you to get used to it. Okay. So M2M enables the workflow comprises and interaction with the IoT. So these are all the IoT versus M2M. Now next we will see IoT versus another. I think our so we will go further. We have here then further IoT versus CPS and IoT versus WOT. So we'll see the next one, IoT versus CPS. What is CPS? Cyber physical system. So you have cyber physical system which mainly emphasis on sensing, control, actuation, feedback, which we have already seen before. Okay. So what is that? This we have a digital twin is attached to CPS based on. So what this digital twin mainly focus on the equipment or pieces of machineries, model and the mathematical model. What is the mathematical model? For example, you are doing any operation, you can just represent with a mathematical equation or mathematical way of representing those things. Okay. So representation of physical system behavior and the operation then is used for parallel or physical systems, especially it allow the operation of performance and health. And then feedback, as I have told you, the feedback mechanism, based on that the digital twin or a physical system can be easily given with directions or command. So now we are going to say that okay, this process has to be established. You give some command or you give some directions to the other computer or any other device. So all those things can be taken care. IoT does not compulsory need feedback or a digital twin system. If you talk about the IoT devices, it doesn't need a feedback mechanism or a digital twin mechanism. And IoT mainly focuses on network and control. So how the devices are interconnected to each other, how the process is taking place, all those things are major focus of IoT. Okay. So what is the next one? WOT. What is WOT? About want to write or later? So we will go with the next one. You can see that later. Anything is there? What is the next one? IoT versus WOT. What is WOT? Web of Things. This is access control over IoT resources and applications. And you might have heard about build using the technologies. What are those technologies? Java, then JavaScript, PHP, then HTML, then you can see reset, All these things are the technologies which are used in order to build the web of things. Then you can see RESETful principle and recent APIs. What is API? What is API? Application Program Interface. So these are used to develop and deploy the benefits recognized for the entire system. Then what else it will do? Designing and building of WOT. When you are designing and doing the WOT, accessible security challenges will come. Then global uniform process will be there. There will be many problems which has to be. See here, web of things is what you have to do. You have to you may be coding the process with the help of Java or HTML, you know, these websites and all those things. How you are developing it with the help of all this software. Then IoT is mainly focusing on creating the network comprising of objects, people, things, systems, applications, all these things, and need to be integrated with various focus of IoT. And you can say that WOT can be thought as an application layer and not the network. So IoT can, or you can say that IoT is a non-IP based system and not accessible through the web. So that is the main difference between this IoT and WOT. So this is will complete the second portion of that syllabus. Another two more topics are there. We'll see in the next class. So we'll stop it today. We'll continue in the next class. Okay.